right, everybody, welcome back. Here we are on episode 2. Last episode, we left off after we had just crafted our vault altar. And I think what I want to do today is find somewhere to live. Now, I've seen on my map, and I didn't notice this yesterday, but there is a town right over here. This is a specially generated town from the Vault Hunters mod pack itself. Normally you wouldn't see this type of town. And I like where it is because it's on water. So there's going to be a little bit of easier time mob spawn proofing this area here. So I think what I want to do for this series is I'm just going to kind of take this area over. I may use the castle itself for our main base, and then some of these smaller buildings out here can be eventually used for farming. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pick up all of our stuff, sleep first if it's time to sleep. I'm not even sure. No, it's not. So we are going to take as much of this as we can with us. So I'm going to start by grabbing the more important things, seeds. Since I actually will leave the seeds and take the pumpkins, I can just make more seeds. I'm going to take the saddles because those are in vault crafting recipes sometimes. So we're going to want to keep those. Break that. Make sure my furnaces are empty. We don't want to leave anything behind that's valuable. Don't need a crafting table. And this. Because it doesn't look like we're going to be able to take everything, unfortunately. Leave this. Can always get more cobblestone. I'm not going to use this. Get more wood. Get more sticks. I know we can get more iron and stuff, but I feel like there's a higher value on that, so I'm going to make sure to keep that. I definitely want to keep the name tag. We'll use the paper because we're going to need books, and we'll take the feathers because we'll need a book with a quill at some point too from one of the quests, if I recall. Take the potatoes in case there are none in that village. An acacia sapling. Turn this into a bar ingot. Excuse me. But I'm going to take this and this. We'll actually need string and gold nuggets for our quest that's going to come up pretty quickly. And we have some arrows. And we can always come back here to grab this stuff at a later date. I just don't have enough room to bring it with me right now. See if it is still daytime. I'm actually going to leave the bed. There's going to be multiple beds in the new base that I can kind of assimilate. So we'll start off by heading over here and getting a little bit settled in. And this will kind of, I feel like, save some time. I won't have to build anything really elaborate as a base. I had a few ideas, but I actually think this will work out better for me. I'm not a good builder. I will be 100% honest there. I'm trying to be better. I've been watching some videos of other content creators that are significantly better than me. But I just don't think I have that skill yet. I'm gonna grab this sugar cane. I don't have any yet. We're not far from the town, but I think I'll just throw these bushes out. There it is in all of its glory. I really like this house. It's like an observatory or something. And I think this area overall also, when I was looking at it, it kind of gives us access to a lot of different resources here. There's the gravel that was over here, and there seems to be some more right here. We have sand. These are all birch, I think. Then there's acacia. These are going to be probably just regular oaks. So there's a variation of resources here, and maybe we might be able to do something crazy later on, like drain this water and make like a literal fish farm. So let's just first off see what we have to offer here. We're going to start out by going, I guess we can go into these side houses first. See, even this one's not too small, but it's also not very large. And in my experience, you need a bit of a bigger space because you're going to have um, your storage system. I like to use drawers. We need this leather for a book. All right, I'm gonna go. I think he fell. I'm gonna go to the castle first, after all, I guess, because I think that's where I'm gonna take up my residence. But what I'll probably end up doing is I'm just gonna leave the outer structure here, and I'll probably gut the inside. Like the entrance might be on this side here, which makes sense. I mean, there's a little bridge leading right to it, right? This is really neat. I really like what the team did with these villages. They designed them very well. Oh, this is cool. I've actually never seen it generated like this before. No, it doesn't have the door there. Where is the door then? Okay, because that makes sense. Okay. Looks like we have to do some cleanup already. So what I meant by kind of gut the inside was probably I maybe not even. Maybe I just might take this section here, make this a little wider, and then this will be a good wall. I don't want to tear this part down, I guess, because it would look a little bit weird. So yeah, I think what I'll do then is take this area here. I'll probably take this down. Then we can kind of have our storage. I really like things to be centered, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. It looks like I need to sleep though. Go find the bed. Move, little boy. So since we're going to kind of take this one as our room, I think we can just dump everything that we have for right now that we are not going to use right this instant. We will need our altar and our stone. We can start by placing those. Yeah, I'm not even super familiar with the way this is laid out, so maybe I do just tear the whole outside down. Well, or even I like this whole thing. I might and have this whole area kind of be open here. We can worry about that later. I think we get started with just some chests. These are sections of two. Actually, so we can just put some chests right here, and that'll be our kind of beginning storage setup. And then we will put the vault altar back down. I missed. Oh wow, an entire block of emeralds. That is actually awesome. Emeralds are used for enchanting, and we'll get into that today for sure. Um, the enchanting has changed from your normal vanilla enchanting. It's a good chest. Apples are often needed in the vault altar. So I think take I'm gonna break these chests and use them. So that I must not have opened that one because I don't remember seeing that inventory. We can eat some of this cake since we're hungry. And I like to keep my vanilla items in inventory kind of separate. So we'll do the vanilla items we'll put on the right, and then we'll use a different type of chest for the vault items. The sooner we can get through this stuff, the quicker we can progress on with our quest. So the next one is going to be to complete a vault crystal. We need to get our vault rock back for that. So I'm gonna take everything I have here, put it away, and then that way I can go transfer the rest of our stuff down here. Inventory is a bit of a struggle for a while, but the mod pack has sophisticated backpacks in it. So if you're not familiar with that, it's just a kind of inventory solution for Minecraft outside of chests. You can carry the things with you. I'll run back up and grab these here quickly. Kind of like an extended shulker box, really. And there's some cool things you can do with them. You can have filters on them so that they only pick up certain items. You can have different upgrades on them that will void items that you don't want. So it's really very much helpful once we get into that. And you'll see after we complete one of the quests, we'll get our first pouch. This is a regular baby pouch, but it is it is one of the more helpful things I feel when you're going into a vault for the first time, because you can have it set to automatically pick up certain items. Okay, and now that we have everything back down here, let's get our vault rock and put it back on the altar, and I'll explain how this works. So as you can see, when you put the altar rock on there, it gives you 4 different items that the altar wants to turn the rock from being just a normal vault rock into a vault crystal, which is what we use to open the portal to go into our vaults. And I think because of the way we have things set up, we'll just put our portal right here. So we needed a seed, I believe. 6 pole, 2 sticks, and one cobble, which Of course I don't have because I left some behind. And I see this one stone. Not that way. Actually, I think it would take granite. Is there any granite mixed in with this stuff? Doesn't look like it. Just dirt and terracotta. So I'll just go across the river real quick here and grab a cobblestone. We'll landscape some of this in a bit. I'll probably do that kind of stuff off camera. I know I said yesterday that I don't want to do like a lot of mining or stuff like that, but I may do resource gathering for the vault crystals and stuff like that. It can be tedious, and eventually these will get up from being like 1 and 2 to 100 or more once we get later into the game. So you just take everything that we need, throw it on there, and you can see how it all comes up as complete. It needs a redstone signal to activate. That's why they give you the button. I like to put mine on top just because it kind of makes it look neat. If you put it on the side, it just visually looks a bit weird to me. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need is an actual vault portal. And I did not bring vault stone with me. So I'm going to have to go back to the other base that we had, pick up the rest of the stuff, and I'll join you again when we're at that point. It's gonna just be like 5 minutes of dead video. I'll cut it out. And we are back. Our buddy Gollum hasn't moved very far. Let me see, I grabbed all the rest of the stuff. Should have got our old base. Um, a lot of coal. Put it up. I won't cook all that, but that's okay. I like to, you can use any variant of vault stone for your portal. I prefer the smooth one. I think it just looks a little cleaner. Polished, not smooth, I'm sorry. And then you can even take it a step further. You can find a stone cutter and look around real quick and see if there's one. There are also additional variants. These pounds are really good because a lot of these barrels have stuff in them. Now that we have our storage set up a little bit, we can just go ahead and take. We can get ourselves a set of leather armor, however, in this mod pack it is not very useful. We need a loom. Yeah, the good thing is also we have a lot of villagers, so we can trade for items. It's not as important in this mod pack as vanilla, I feel like, because the villagers really kind of have had their usefulness. I don't want to say usefulness, but in a way, because without like the sharpness of the diamond equipment, like you get the vault gear is significantly better. So they just don't have the same value, I feel, as normal villagers. Am I gonna be able to carry all that? No. I'll be bad. I'll just leave the actual physical chest there. Just looking for anything a little bit more useful. And actually, our vault stone should be nearly ready at this point, so we can head back over there. I think I'm gonna make a little bridgey bridge there. I went and did that for a reason. Okay, we're done here. So let's just do a little bit of kind of has the same parameters as the Nether portal. So 3 high. This is, I think, the minimum size. I'm not sure if you can bring it down one more, but I think you can also make it up to the 28 by 28 limit if you really felt like it. Okay, so we'll check our quests here. So we've got our Vault Crystal done. And that rewards us with a Shulker Box, which will be useful. Now, we have the skills and talents. Before you get into your first vault, we want to inform you about a few important parts of Vault Hunters. Vault Hunters has an in-depth ability and talent system that you will utilize to make your vault experience much more enjoyable. Abilities typically focus on giving you powerful active skills that significantly change how you play the game, ranging from damage abilities like Nova or Rampage, healing abilities like Heal and Totem, and survivability abilities such as Dash and Ghost Walk. Talents provide the player with passive buffs. There is a wide variety of talents to check out, each built to level up specific aspects of your experience. Check the Vault UI by pressing H and click on the second and third tabs at the top to review your abilities and talents respectively. We get 1 skill point. They recommend heal. I don't typically take heal first. Like I said, I like Vein Miner first, but since we didn't take Vein Miner first and we will be going into a vault, I think I'm going to take the recommendation and take heal this time. So we just click the check saying that we read, we did it, and complete it. Well, this opens up. They changed this. You used to have to go in complete order, but now it seems that you can kind of do these 5 in any order. So we're gonna take we're gonna do, I think, the top 4. I don't think we can do bounty hunting until we get bounty pearls, but so let's take a look at these quests and do what they ask us. So for the better enchanting, we need a vault enchanter. So in order to make a vault enchanter, we can see here that we will need a normal enchanting table, some chromatic iron, emeralds, and a book. So let's start with making our normal enchanting table. So we are going to need our obsidian, our diamonds. We're going to need 18 of those. We're going to need emeralds, 2 books, and I think that should do it. I stack those back up. We don't have a crafting table. Okay, so let's start off by making our enchanter. And then we gotta make our ingots. And then we make the enchanter itself. Awesome. And quest complete. Now I'm gonna kind of look for a space where I can set this stuff up. I think I'll pick over this area here. Okay, and there's our vault enchanter. Let's go ahead and collect our reward. We got our vault enchanter, and now in where you would see in normal vanilla Minecraft, you would open your enchanter and it would give you a list of enchantments and how much they cost and how many levels. In Vault Hunters, everything is one level. So you only need a single level, and then the cost is 5 emeralds. And you can see here you can just choose any enchantment that would normally be available. So you don't have, it takes the guesswork out of it. So for our pickaxe, we'll do efficiency, fortune, mending, and unbreaking. I think I want to move a bed a little closer to myself. Okay. And then what you do with your Vault Crystal, click the inside of the portal, and it's kind of like your flint and steel, quote unquote, and that'll open our portal. But before we get into that, we want to finish up our quest here. So there are potions that we can have since we don't have the ability to regen normally in the vault, along with the heal skill. So let's go ahead and make one of those. We need a glass bottle. We're going to need a poppy, and we are going to need one chromatic ingot. You can also replace this with bamboo or a red mushroom, and there are different potion effects. So the one that we'll make is because we don't, I prefer the slaughters, but we don't have a mushroom yet. We'll just make the pacifist, and that every 5 minutes we get a charge. So each potion, I believe, has vial, excuse me, has 6 charges, and they recharge differently depending on what you choose. So the pacifist vial just gives you a charge every 5 minutes. Slaughter's vial, as you see, kill vault mobs to restore charges. And I think it starts out around maybe like 25 or 30. And I think as you get higher, it scales up, but I'm not 100% sure. And then there's the Goblin's Vial. So the more chests that you loot, the faster your vial recharges. So again, we'll just make the normal one here, the Pacifist, to get started with. And there you have it. Another quest completed. Let's look at our reward. We're going to get a Ender Pearl, which is important for the looting quest, so we don't have to go find one. So we'll do this one next just because it kind of makes sense. And as I said earlier, we're going to get this reward of a pouch, a pickup upgrade, and a void upgrade. So it kind of allows us to customize what loot we're going to pick up when we go into the vault for the first time. I do need some wool, so we're going to have to go find a couple sheep. And I'm also going to keep my eyes open for cornflower and poppies. I need one more poppy and I need 3 flowers that I can turn into blue dye. Or I would need to find some lapis. I'm so sorry, sir. Pardon me. Okay, we're gonna have like here's some cornflower 1 and a 2 and a 3. And we need a couple more sheep because we need 5. Whoa. Bah humbug. Since we enchanted our pick, now that we're got fortune and efficiency, we'll grab this coal. One more sheep. There's zombies. There must be a little cave right here. We'll see how to get in without them. Oh well, not important right now. Now that we got our 5 wool, we'll head back to base and we will craft our bag. And why this one's important is because it can hold an unlimited amount of soul shards, which is going to be a currency that we can buy things from the black market with. And we'll see that probably next episode. Um, I'm shooting for about an hour per episode right now. I don't want people to get bored with it, but I also want to try to include as much as I can as we're starting out because I feel like information is more important than content right now, per se. So let's go ahead and put away the things that we do not need right now. We're going to need these and a string. And I'll show you the recipe in a second because I do realize that not everybody knows it pretty much by heart. But as I said in the beginning, I've had a little experience with the mod pack, so I do know some of the ins and outs that not everybody might. Let's go ahead and dye our wool. Now we need to make a bowl pouch, is what it's called. So we can just type that in, shard pouch. Excuse me. This is our recipe here. Move the items for me and craft the pouch. We can go ahead and collect our reward. I open this up. You don't have to put it down or anything. You can put it down if you shift click on the ground, shift click to pick it back up. We just right click and that opens right up. Now we can tell it what not to pick up or that it has to match what we have in there, allow everything. I like to leave it on block. And for my first pouch, I always put shards and the vault crystal because I hate having to click my bag every time I make a crystal. And then I'll show you what the void filter can do for us once we get in. Okay, enter a vault. We're gonna craft a bounty table first. I think we just need a loom. Which, no, maybe it's this one over here. I remember there were like 3 looms in a row. Yeah. I'm gonna open up our crafting table so we can type it in and see what we need here. Okay, we cannot make it until we get a vault essence. For some reason I thought we could make it prior to going into our first vault, but I was mistaken. So this is kind of how the pickup upgrade works. It just grabs things and automatically puts them into the bag, which is really nice once you go into the vaults because you'll see that the chests kind of break differently in there. And stuff, we can just throw it onto the ground and have our magnet pick it up. Okay, so there's nothing left to do but go into our first vault. We're going to get a sword and a shield when we go in, so I'm not going to take the axe with me. We are going to need our pick. After we come out, we'll be able to craft a better pick. Let's go ahead and take our first point in heal. I have mine keyed down to X. You can put it on whatever you prefer. That key just works for me the best. All right, so here we go. And this is the vault. Now there's no map in here, so when you push M, nothing's going to come up. So it's really important to remember which way you were facing when you came in. That way you can make it back out if you need to. So I've made like a moniker for each one. I say, now since it's a north-facing vault, I have to run south, so I say south is out. Kind of helps me remember, and then I just go in a straight line. Now, there's a timer in the bottom left. You can see it's not ticking yet. It will stay at 25 minutes until we leave this first room, but once we exit through the door over here, it's going to start ticking down. The first vault that we got is Elixir. So basically, the way that works is with every mob that we kill, or chest that we open, or coin pile that we find, we're going to get a small amount of elixir for that. And we need to fill up the entire bar, and then we need to find the little purple stone. I cannot remember what it's called. I'm sure I'll see it when I get there. Right now, I can't remember what it's called. So we did complete the quest. We're going to go ahead and take that now that we have it, and we'll get our first sword and shield. Now, right now they're unidentified. To identify them, you just right-click them in your slot as if you're using it. And that's going to do our rolls. And it doesn't really matter what we got the first time around because we're going to use it either way. But you'll see that there's different stats on here that don't typically exist in vanilla Minecraft. So this has a durability of 1065, 7.5 thorns damage. What that means is every time a mob hits us, we're going to give 7.5 damage to them. And we have a 14% chance more, I think, to gain soul shards. We just have it doesn't start out at 100%. I think though, as long as the mob has these little purple sparkles around it, you can get soul shards from it. So this may just be 14% additional. And our first sword is very simple. You can hold shift over these items to see what the range is. So we have 1.68. The best we could have gotten would be 1.6, I think. Lower, you want lower on that one, but I could be mistaken. The damage could roll between 8 and 10, and we have 7% additional blowout damage and 5% additional attack speed. Later on, we'll be able to change these stats, sometimes to what we want, sometimes randomly. There are different focuses that we'll find in chests that allow us to re-roll our gear to have better stats. And now that that's out of the way, all that's left to do is start. So we're going to head to our first room. As you see, I crossed the threshold. That timer started ticking. And we have 25 minutes to complete the vault. So each room is going to be different. There's some chests up there. There's some vault ore over there. This is very important, so we'll try to get that. There's one of the completion stones right there, actually. So sometimes with the very early vaults, the amount of elixir that you need feels like significantly less than once you progress a little later in the game. So it is possible to fill up your bar before we even leave this first room. And then at that point, I feel you just want to use your remaining time to get as much loot as you can. Now, each point of interest is what these are referred to as. Go away, sir. They don't actually hurt you; they just make noise. Is going to have different. They can leave poison on the ground, though. That's why slimes are a pain. But as you can see, when we from the mobs that we've killed, to opening this chest, we have gained some elixir already. I'm kind of picky on the first vaults where I get a tool. I don't want to pick up stuff that we don't really need, so I only pick up the like the vault specific stuff. This is vault specific, but it's just a decorative item, and it has a soul value, as you can see. So what that means is we'll be able to break these down into, um, I think they're shard pieces or something like that, and you need 9 of them, and then you can make 1 shard. And again, we'll be able to spend those in our black market once we create it. Now, each point of interest also has a mob spawner. You'll see. Commonly, I feel like they're referred to as fizzle spawners. Once they spawn, they just are going to go away, so we don't have to deal with more spawns. I believe in earlier versions they could keep spawning until you broke them, but in this version they'll just spawn a random amount of mobs between X and X depending on your level. The higher level you are, the more mobs will spawn. So like these right now, like we only just got 1 slime. And since we don't regenerate health, you'll see we've lost 4 hearts already, so we can't get hit by a mushroom man. And now that they're gone. When I did heal earlier, I said it was bound to X, so we push X. You see it goes on cooldown. We used up some of our mana bar in the lower left-hand corner, and we got some hearts back. Or we could ultimately drink our potion and gain some life back. This is what I was saying about I like to block this out. I don't want my pouch to take up that inventory space. So we'll pick it up, and it automatically goes into our shard pouch. Now we have 9 shards. Go ahead and loot these chests. As we progress, we'll be able to break these chests with a specialized tool. There's affinities for each chest. There's wooden, gilded, ornate, living, and then coin piles, which is a special currency specifically for vault hunters. And the goal really is to move as fast as you can. I heard a spawner go off. Eventually, I'm going to try to find a method to time-lapse these. I am not familiar with that, as I've only begun recording and making videos very recently. That is something that I would like to do, though. Tell me in the comments if you would. Would you like to see the entire vault run, or just kind of cut it down a little bit? I heard guys spawning, but I didn't see where they came from. And I noticed there was a room back here too. So all of these things that we're getting in the vaults, and this is a gem. It's our first gem. This is one of the unique jewels that you can put on your tools, as I said, to make them do certain things. And pulverizing would be if you hit sandstone, it would turn into sand. If you hit cobblestone, it would turn into gravel. So it's basically like I believe crushing would be a good way to say it from the create mod, if you're familiar. And like I said, we may finish this in the very first room. We're already halfway through our elixir bar, and we've just cleared the bottom side of the room. I can't remember if I got these. I did not get these. And that's why I also like the tools later on, because you will no longer have a chest after you're done with it. It will break. Now you can't pick these chests up, but there are scrolls later on that you can create these the look of the chest if you like it. I don't remember if I got. Yeah, I did get those ones. So now we are looking to go up. It's a lodestone. That's what it was. I couldn't remember earlier. Go ahead and heal. We're not taking any damage right now, but it never really hurts to stay topped off, I think. Typically, each room has an upper floor and a lower floor. Sometimes just finding how to get to them. I really want to get that. So I should have brought my axe with me. I think that should be enough. Just gonna make some planks and then climb up there. Oh, it does have a spawner in it, so it's gonna drop some guys on us. Hopefully it doesn't knock us off. Checking to see if there's any more. This is gonna hurt. Oh, forgot I do not have feather fall. And now we can look to. I don't see anything particularly amazing, so we'll just go to the next room. And as we said earlier, south is out, so we're going to head one north. And that's just so I can find my way back easier. Later on, you can make a vault compass that will point in the direction of the portal that you walk through so you can find your way back a little easier. Looks like we got lucky, and our second room is an ore room. These are very important because you can't really progress in the mod pack without some of the gems that are required. Larimar, Beniatite are going to be the kind of more frequently used ones and are more important, but all the gems have a use, and sometimes it can be a bit of a bottleneck if you don't see these rooms, so I really like to clear them when I find them. Poison's gonna kill me if I'm not careful. I'm gonna get around it. They kind of have a tendency to kill themselves because they'll put poison on the ground and then they just jump in it until they die. I'm having a difficult time hitting them. See, they're just kind of dying in the poison on their own. Vein Miner will definitely be the second skill we take. It helps in clearing these so much faster. I think that's it for that. my heel wasn't off the cooldown yet. I tried to use my heel. So if you ever hear that noise, that's what the game's trying to tell you. It's not ready yet. That's our first unique. It's Scallion. Got really lucky. Got 4. Doesn't look like there's gonna be any other ones here. Okay, so this one is weird. I really just thought I made myself a stairway out, but apparently did not. This is the wrong one. No, that was another. I saw one more. I think it was this here itself. Oh, I got that one. Right, so upstairs we go, and there was another lodestone in this room. So if we finish, um, you do get more vault experience if you stay in as long as you can. Every chest you open, every mob you kill, um, every ore you loot also is another one that gives you more vault experience, and that's important because with each level of it, vault that you complete, and that's going to be the yellow bar just above our food bar, you'll get an additional ability or talent, and then every 5 levels we get an expertise point. See, this regenerates all your health. These are pylons that you can find in the dungeon. They have kind of neat effects. Some of them will give you more strength. Some will heal you. They'll fill your mana back up for you. Recharge potion is another one. And if you're lucky, you can find some that actually give you additional time in the vault. And time is money, I think. A man on a chicken. Chicken dead. I don't think we're getting. No, it's a very small amount. You can see, kind of relative to the size of the particles that pop out of the ores, how much elixir we're getting. The larger the orb that comes out, the more experience you get, or elixir, excuse me. It's like a visual indicator of how much. I think the most that we've gotten really is off of it was the spiders that gave us the most that I saw. That's it for this one. Unless there's something out here. 4. Okay, so that one's done. Looks like we have one over here. That I already did. Okay, so this one here in the corner. I'll just found a single slime. always have to want to keep your eye on the time. We have 8 minutes left. That will hurt way too much. Um, yeah, let's go down. Oh, I did not even see this one, but this is another deposit we almost missed. I missed vein miner. It just saves a lot of time on this type of stuff because we just click and it'll expose all the ores for us. Still doing pretty good on space. All right, so we are going to head one more room to the north. I think I went down too far. Yeah, I did. And we are very close to being done. We only have 6 minutes left though, so I am going to focus a little harder. I'm probably just going to spawn a bunch of mobs. I feel like that's the easiest way to finish these. When they give you good amounts of elixir, but sometimes mobs just they're not good. Like you'll get an elixir that has where all the horde mobs don't give you a lot of elixir, but these champions seem to be pretty good. All right, now you see that we've got enough elixir. It says to consume a lodestone, so that's going to be that the purple thing with the swirlies around it, the purple stone that we saw in previous rooms. Haven't seen one in this room yet, so we may have to go back a room, but that's not a big deal. There may be one in this room. Got a couple minutes so we can head down. We just have to save enough time to make sure we can get back to the previous room. I did not mean to fall. I don't see a turn-in point here, so I'm gonna go back. I only have 4 minutes left. We're done, and I don't want to risk it. So south is out, so we're gonna head south one room. I remember seeing a lodestone in this previous room. And then once we click it, that will be vault completion. And we'll talk about that when we're done. There it is right there. I go around, grab it. And it's going to take us back to where we entered, so to our vault portal. Okay, that's going to mark the end of this video. We've been recording for a little over an hour, and next time we'll come back and talk about the skill points and expertise point that I received upon completing that. We got 6 levels, and we will talk about our loot and what we do from here. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope to see you in the next episode. Like and subscribe.